Hi fellas, and welcome to this week's Tom Talk. So this week's Tom Talk is just an introduction as to why I exercise. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Tom. I'm an exercise physiologist. I've been in the health education game for 24 years, coming up for. And I've worked with lots of people from young kids through to older population, professional athletes, people in chronic pain, people from cardiac units, a vast kind of spread of people, and a lot of the time the same things come up for those people. Obviously things are very different in the world presently in terms of our ability to get out and do our normal activities, but that doesn't change the fact that a lot of these things are still very important. So we're going to cover some of those things now. So the big thing for a lot of people is why exercising, and if you go on Google or if you jump on Instagram or Facebook or any of the social media, a lot of the time people are forcing it down your throat in terms of the importance of exercise. And I'm not going to do that. I don't see the point of trying to ram terminology in front of you or putting some motivational speech. I just want to produce some facts. And the big thing for a lot of you guys is that you will have other things going on in your life and exercise gets pushed back as a priority. I'm a dad to a 3-year-old, a single dad to a 3-year-old boy, and that means that I need to ensure that I make time to exercise, but I also try and incorporate, where I can, movement with him so he recognises the importance of exercise even at a young age. Obviously I'm a health professional, and lots of you will say, well, it's completely different for me. It's not. It's not different for anybody. I want you to take ownership of the fact that if you make exercise in any description a priority for yourself, you're doing it for your health. Imagine if you don't do this 10, 15, 20 years down the track, where are you going to be? Are you going to be able to even play with your kids if you've got kids now, or if you want to have kids in the future, if you're too overweight, if your knees are cooked, your bad back's taken over? All of these things can be a problem for you. So what I want you to do when we're looking at this stuff is just going to go, okay, what can I do to help myself? And that's it. I'm not asking for everyone to become professional athletes, because I'm not. And I want you to kind of consider that when moving forwards. So the first thing I want to look at is obviously the benefits of exercise. And a big one is mood booster. You can actually, the benefits of just having any sort of movement, if it's hitting a punching bag, if it's striking a few golf balls, if it's going for a run, lifting some weights, whatever it might be, whatever works for you, it can elevate your mood, and it's a de-stressor. So that's a huge importance. The other benefit of being a de-stressor is that we actually relax better, so therefore our sleep and recovery is better, so therefore we're more able to kind of work on a daily basis. And that also has carryover to brain function, so our cognitive abilities to complete daily tasks, to remember the things that we need to do, is being stimulated by our central nervous system, because our central nervous system is being challenged because we are moving it. Obviously you've got the obvious benefits of lifting weights is increased strength if done properly, but also just going for a walk or going for a run increases your bone mineral density, which means if your bones are stronger, they're creating a better framework for you to work from. So there's lots of little kind of takeaways from this, but ultimately it all comes back to the more you move, the better it will be. If you don't use it, you will lose it, and if you lose it, it becomes harder to get back, especially as we get older. The other thing that I want you to consider about is comorbidities or chronic disease or long-term injury history. The more you move now, the stronger you can create as a base to work from, the less chance you've got of those things having a big impact on you long down the track. What I want you to look at now is just trying to increase how much you're moving within a week, and that's something I'll go into more in another talk in terms of NEAT, which is your non-specific exercise. I want you to look at your timetable and say, okay, where can I get some exercise in? A walk, a run if you're capable of doing so, lifting some body weight type exercises or lifting some weights, doing some wrestling with or some combat activities when obviously we're allowed to be within 1.5 metres of each other. Any of those sort of things are going to be beneficial for you. But for the time being, right here, right now, 150 minutes is your goal within a week of minimum moderate exercise. And that's moderate to you as an individual. I'm not saying everybody's levels are going to be the same, because they're not. So therefore you've got to work out what's moderate to intense for you as an individual, depending on that given task. Best example is if you go for a walk. If you're walking and you're able to talk comfortably to someone, then you're not walking hard enough, because that's an easy level. We're looking at moderate to intense. If you're walking, you should be struggling, and it should be a little bit harder to maintain conversation because you're really getting a stride on. Okay? So we're looking at 150 minutes over a week. That's 7 days. How you split up is completely up to you. Depending on what your structure is like, depending on what your commitments are, it's completely going to be malleable to you. If you can do 20 minutes every single day to make up your time, or if you want to break it down into maybe 3 or 4 sessions in a week, you've got to make sure you get that 150 minutes in, minimum moderate exercise up to intense. If you're doing intense levels of exercise, maybe 3 days a week is fine for you. But remember, it's about you helping yourself moving forwards, and it's not about someone putting up a motivational post or shaming you into doing something. You're doing this for yourself, to improve yourself and to stay away from the other temptations, especially just having Easter. And okay guys, add on from the conversation today, Tom talk regarding movement and doing something. Here is a series of 8 movements. You can do this as many times as you feel capable. If you want to set yourself aside 10-15 minutes and just do as many rounds of this as you can, that's up to you. It's just a little body weight circuit. Hopefully it's something you can help. So, starting with squats, just working whatever depth you can drop to, trying to maintain neutral spine. 5 to 10 reps, depending on what your capabilities are. Next one, caterpillars. From a push-up position, walk the hands back, walk the hands back out, keeping the hands flat to the ground. You should be tensioning through the back of the hamstrings. Same thing, 5 to 10 reps. Then move forward into rotations. Step, rotate through. Step, rotate through. And from here, push-ups, modified push-up. Knees on the ground, driving through. If you feel more capable, you can go to a Spartan push-up, which is a full push-up down, then drop to the knees to come back up, and then full extend, or full push-ups. Next one, skydivers. Forming push-up, go down to the ground, arms out wide. Lift into that extension. From here, into down dog, and then through to cobra. So, soften through the knees, chest pushing through the ankles, drop the hips down, nice and tall through the chest. Keep yourself moving. And last one, 90-90. Depending on your hip mobility, you might want to have your hands behind your back, having your knees at 90 degrees. Rotate through. For those who want to make it a bit more challenging for yourself, lift your arms up. And rotate through. 8 movements. You've got a choice of doing a couple of reps of each one and then moving on, or doing 5 to 10 repetitions of each movement and moving on. Set yourself a challenge. See if you can do 5 reps for 5 rounds and then build on from there. But either way, little circuit. And as I said before, if you've got more questions, reach out. You've got different choices, social media, Instagram or Facebook. Tom.exercise physiologist, Instagram, Tom Barrett, exercise physiologist on Facebook. If you have questions, if you want to know more, we can do face-to-face appointments as well if needed. As an exercise physiologist, I can see you if you have any real concerns. Only do the exercise if you have no major injuries or illnesses going on at the moment. Always see a health practitioner before you try and do something if it's completely new to you. If you're otherwise fit and well, give it a crack. Hope it helps. Thanks, guys.